Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth. Ace is being attacked by the evil Commander Borf.
Hold your fire! Who is that creep?
Borf.
Earthlings must surrender to me.
No way, Borf, old buddy. Oh!
Ah! I've been hit!
By the Infanto Ray.
Earthlings must surrender to me.
Struggle with Dexter to regain his manhood. Destroy the Infanto Rays. Defeat the evil Borf.
Hey, Borf! Come on, Kimberly, let's go. I've been hit.
Be valiant, Space Warrior. The fate of Earth is in your hands.
All right, good evening again, everyone. Oh, sorry for the delay there. Everything just went wrong for no reason. I went to start everything up and the capture card wasn't working and I couldn't get any video out of it, and I was just trying to troubleshoot it, and then the computer blue screened, and then and then I started the stream and it was we're not getting enough data, everything's terrible, and I'm all right, fine. So I stopped it again and then started it, and finally it looks like everything's working. Fingers crossed, right? Anyway, I'm back for tonight. Wanna try, I in yesterday's stream played through Dragon's Lair, and like I was saying then, I've had these two cabinets for a little over 10 years, and I've not completed either game in the time that I've owned them. I have in the past, but just haven't taken the time to relearn everything and get it done on these particular cabinets. So I figured I had some time. Let's try it, right? And I managed to get through Dragon's Lair last night. So I'm back to try Space Ace, and if it goes well, then maybe Dragon's Lair 2. If not, then just Space Ace. But I am still going to be playing in the Dragon's Lair cabinet, even though I do have the Space Ace cabinet here. I mentioned on the stream last night that the way the cabinet is designed, the Dragon's Lair cabinet, you can actually access everything through the coin door, it's just open, and you can just reach right inside. Whereas Space Ace, it is actually blocked off there, so you can't access anything except from the back of the cabinet. And I'm too lazy to pull this thing away from the wall and open it up and deal with that to get all of the streaming stuff hooked up. So I'll just be playing it in the Dragon's Lair cabinet, which has a special ROM board in it that allows me to switch between the different games at will. So that was the easy route, and I took it. But anyway, if anybody has any questions or anything that they want to shout at me, chat is open. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started and see how far I can get here.
There's Borf's ship.
Close me.
Come in, are you okay?
Then here's this unskippable dialogue that I'm sure we're going to listen to probably several times tonight. there's my first death.
Whoa! Space station, request permission to land. Whoa!
You cannot win.
Aha!
Smooth.
Morph is here.
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Well, this is going so well already.
Seal all exits to level 1.
Whoa!
Oh, far out.
Whoa!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Alert. Close all corridors to level 1.
Oh, far out.
You will lose.
Trash.
Wow! Get you this time. Ha. Keep at it. Ah! I win! Later, Space Invader!
Dexter!
Why?
Oh!
Well, there's my first run. And a fail. I don't know, there were a couple moves in there where I was like, I'm pretty sure I had that right. And I got it failed anyway, but that's how this game works, right? I will just mention again that I'm playing the Space Ace Enhancement ROM set right now, which was written in a so it's an unofficial ROM set, if you will, that was written, I want to say, late 90s, early 2000s, with the goal of utilizing, basically fixing some bugs, smoothing out the gameplay, and utilizing all of the video on the Laserdisc. So like it lets scenes play out that got cut before, and it flows a little better. And you'll notice that whenever I energize and become Space Ace, that you play the scene through as Space Ace, and then you also play the scene through again as Dexter, so you get to see kind of like both versions of it. So that's that. But the real reason, the main reason I'm playing on this particular ROM set is that, unlike the original ROM set, Space Ace Enhancement has a little bit of an easier mode, so that whenever you die, it will just start you right back where the death occurred, and in fact will execute the correct move, basically. So like basically, if there's a move and you're supposed to go up and you either don't make the move or you go right, for instance, you'll get the death, but then it will come right back up in that spot and start going as though you had made the correct move up. So you'll then be ready for the next move. Whereas the original ROM set, if you died, it would take you all the way back to the beginning of the scene, which Space Ace having longer scenes could be, a couple of minutes ago, and it made it a lot more difficult, a lot more frustrating, a lot more repetition.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth.
Yeah, I didn't feel like doing
Ace
that,
is
so
being attacked by
we're
the
playing it
evil
this way.
Commander Borg.
Hold your fire.
All right, here we go. Attempt number 2.
There's Bor's ship.
Close main lane.
Take the fast route this time. Go, 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 go. Here's that unskippable dialogue I was talking about.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
What? Whoa! Base station, request permission to land.
Alert. Close all corridors to level 1.
You will lose.
See what I mean there? How it just picks up right where I died,
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
rather than going all the way back to the beginning of that scene.
Seal all exits to level 1.
Whoa!
Makes it much easier, especially when I'm trying to relearn the game, which is what I'm doing right now.
Oh, far out.
Whoa!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Get you this time. Keep at it. Ah! I win! Later, Space Invader!
Dexter!
Oh! Oh!
All right, doing a little better than last time. That's good.
Shay.
Ah, damn.
Kimmy!
Beware your dark side.
Nope. Oh, hey, Gradius. In your opinion, what game requires better timing, Dragon's Lair or Space Ace? That's a good question. I don't know that. I don't think so. It's not like Bimani where there's like a timing window. Well, I mean there is a timing window, but it's not like the difference between say DDR and 2DX where you have to be much closer in 2DX to get a just great or perfect, right, than you do in DDR, just because the window is larger. I don't know that either that the between Dragon's Lair or Space Ace, I don't know that either one of them has tighter windows, so to speak, like that. There are difficulty settings in both games, which I think make the timing more difficult, like makes the time that you have to make the move smaller. And by the way, last night I played Dragon's Lair in easy, and I'm playing this in easy mode as well, easy difficulty. So it's got the a little bit more relaxed timing window. I would say though that between Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, as far as like timing, what I think you're asking me, I don't think they're really that different. However, I feel like Space Ace is a little bit more refined in that the scenes are longer. It's a much more like linear progression through the story and through the game. There's not very much randomness the way there is in Dragon's Lair. Like in Dragon's Lair, the scenes are rarely more than 10 seconds long. And in Space Ace, some of the scenes are, they're more like chapters. Like they're a good minute long or so. And they come in a very specific order. There are places where you can branch and do one or the other, but it's always going to be one or the other. Whereas Dragon's Lair, there is a progression to it, but it's a little bit more. It can be more random feeling. My understanding on Dragon's Lair is actually that, like at any given point, it's only going to give you like one of three things next, one of three scenes next. But again, that allows for more branching than Space Ace does. But what I was sorry, I'm taking the long way around to answer your question. What I was going to say though is I feel like Space Ace, like I said, is a little bit more refined, and so I think it does a little bit better job at like cueing the actions that you're supposed to take. If you see those like yellow flashes that indicate, oh, you should go this direction, to the right or to the left, or if your gun flashes, you should shoot. Those are more consistent in Space Ace than they are in Dragon's Lair. In Dragon's Lair, there are a lot of moves that are not cued like that at all. They're not prompted. So you just kind of have to know what it is. And that also means that you not only do you have to know what the move is, because there's no prompt on screen telling you, there's also no prompt on screen telling you now is the time when you should make that move. You just kind of have to know. And sometimes, whether it's a bug or whether it was by design, like the move feels kind of early or kind of late. And so I would say for that reason, I think Dragon's Lair is a little bit more difficult. Again, not so much timing as in the sense of like reaction timing, but timing as in it's much less clear what to do and when to do it. So hopefully that answers your question. And one thing I will say too about that I mentioned last night when I was playing, but I'll go ahead and mention it again in case people weren't watching or haven't watched the other stream. That with Dragon's Lair, I had been playing some on my on the little mini cabinet that I got about a month ago. So while I hadn't beaten it, most of the game was fairly fresh in my mind, and I ended up beating it on the 4th try last night. Space Ace, on the other hand, I have not played particularly recently, and as you can see, like I was saying, when you fail the game, when you get the game over, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. So, those first couple of scenes, like I know pretty well because I've seen them a lot, because I fail a lot and I have to play them again, which is kind of what makes the game really frustrating. But anyway, we're like about the place where I got to on that last game. That's about where my memory starts to get fuzzy. So like from that point on, like I know what's coming up because I have beaten the game before, just not on these cabinets. But it's been long enough since I've done it that like what the move set is just a little. Like, it's fuzzy in my head, so basically I'm just gonna have to play it a few times and keep getting back, getting further along, and trying to remember the moves, and then do it all over again.
I've been hit.
By the Infanto
So.
Ray.
All right,
Struggle with
Here we go.
destiny to regain his
attempt number 3.
There's Bor's ship.
Close me.
It's not even paying attention.
Whoa!
So, for instance, right now I'll tell you, this is the
Kimberly,
beginning
come
of
in.
this
Are you
scene,
okay?
Oh, sure.
and the end of this scene is when you enter the space
I'll
station.
save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of
So, if you die at any point in this, on the original ROM set, you would have to go all the way back to the beginning of the scene. including that little dialogue piece. So this right here is the end of the scene. So like I said, if you died at any point along the way there, you would have had to restart all the way back when he first gets in the ship and talks to Kimmy. Apparently I was too early on that. So I know that's definitely the right move.
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1. Seal all exits to level 1.
Oh, far out.
Seal all exits to level 1.
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Get you this time. He's had it. I win. Later, Space Invader.
Dexter!
Shag.
Ow, wrong way.
Turn back. Turn back.
Well, crap. Hate to do worse the next time, which means I don't even get to see, like, the next part to, like, work on whatever the next moves are gonna be. Oh, that sucks. Oh, well. Alright, well. I don't see any questions, so I'm just gonna keep on trekking here. Number 4.
There's Bor's ship.
Close main lane.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
Wah! Whoa! Star Pack, request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone corridors to level 1.
Oh,
Ah,
far
sh-
out.
got ahead of myself.
You will lose.
Why am I missing that move?
You will lose.
That's the second time that's happened.
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal off all exits to level 1.
Whoa!
Oh, far out.
Whoa!
Seal off all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Wow! Oh! Get you this time.
You cannot win.
He's had it. Ah! I win.
The rage is setting in. I think my problem is that, like, I know what the move is, like what the next move is, and so I'm doing it too early, and that's causing me to die unnecessarily. Like, I'm anticipating it and doing it before the actual time that I'm supposed to. So rather than it being a reaction, it's being like I'm a pre-action. What is that called? So yeah, and sometimes the game lets you get away with that. Well, in general, like if you're listening, you can hear like there's the little beep, like that sound when it's accepted a move, and then there's also like a buzzing sound, which means that the move has been rejected. And usually, like, if you're outside of a timing window and you push something, it just ignores it. Like, you can get away with it. It'll buzz, but it will but it doesn't do anything. Like, you don't instantly die. But there are a few places where if you make a move when you're not supposed to, that counts as a death. And I think that's what was happening to me there, was I was making the move too early, and it was punishing me for it. So that's fun. All right. Well, let's see. What is this? Number 5? Just keep trying, I guess.
There's Bor's ship.
Close me.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
Wow. Whoa! Space station, request permission to land.
Alert. Close all corridors to level 1.
Oh, far out.
The timing on that one is really weird. Like, you have to wait for the platform to be visible. Son of a bitch, why is that move not working? I know it's shoot. I know it's shoot.
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal off all exits to level 1.
Whoa!
Oh, far out.
Whoa!
Seal off all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Wow! Oh!
That was just a brain fart. I just did that wrong. I don't even know what I was thinking there.
Shag.
What a game. What a game. All right. I'm making myself a little note, since it looks like it's going to take me a while to do this. That was 5, right? So I've got my... Well, maybe you can see it better there. Got my tally. That's 5. Alright, so here we go. Number 6. Hopefully, I will actually be able to get farther. Because I haven't, like the last 2 attempts, I have done worse.
There's Bor's ship.
Close me.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
Wow. Whoa! Base station, request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone corridors to level 1.
Alright, let's see if I can get this done right this time. Yes.
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Get you this time. Keep at it. Ah! I win! Later, Space Invader!
Dexter!
Oh! Oh!
All right. Much better.
Shay.
Whoa! Whoa! Kimmy!
You wear your dark side.
Oh, far out.
Wow!
You cannot win.
Shit.
You cannot win.
All right.
Dexter!
Getting a little farther at least.
Yikes! Kimmy! Oh!
Dexter, you're late.
Come on!
Oh, I actually skipped
Call me
a whole
anytime.
bunch of that scene because I didn't energize. I just forgot.
You will lose.
Ah,
You will lose.
look at this crazy animation here. Oh, I shouldn't be pointing because I'm. Oh, fuck it. Whatever. Oh, damn. Well, at least I did a lot better that time. Mirrored scene strikes back, yeah. It's definitely always tricky. It's like, which way is it gonna go this time, right? What I was gonna point out, hopefully I'll get back to it, and maybe I won't say anything about it while I'm playing, so that I don't mess up again. But that scene where they're on the roller skates and like navigating that maze, right at the point where I died, actually, it does this. The background animation is super cool, and it looks like something you would do on a computer now, but just.
Space Ace,
But
defender of justice,
I don't know how
truth,
they
and
did
the
it then.
planet Earth.
Maybe it was a
Ace is being
miniature, like a
attacked by
model
the
or
evil
something.
Commander Borg.
Hold your fire.
But
It's that creep.
all right, so
No way, Borf, old buddy.
I'm in here!
By the Infanto Ray.
attempt number 7.
There's Bor's ship.
Those may
Whoa! okay?
Oh, sure.
I like how
I'm
his
just kidnapped by
keypad
aliens,
is in
that's all.
Roman
I'll save
numerals.
you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
Wah! Whoa! Base station, request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone orbiters to level 1.
Shit. Too early. Too early.
Wah! Whoa!
You will lose.
Hey!
All right.
Whoa!
I'm rage quitting right now.
Whoa!
You will lose.
Whoa!
I just feel like I've lost too many lives to get back to the point where I was. I just won't have very much. Even if I get back to that point that I was at, I won't have very many lives to like try and figure anything out. So, yeah, I just start over because I'm not that far in. All right, so lucky number 7 was definitely not lucky. It was pretty crap. All right, number 8.
There's Bor's ship.
Close main main.
Whoa! Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens,
Then you can
that's
see
all.
in the mirror
I'll
the
save you, Kimmy.
Roman numerals are backwards.
Get me out of here!
Wah! Wow!
You cannot win.
I don't understand why I died there. It's frustrating.
Whoa! Base station, request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone orbiters to level 1.
Whoa!
shit.
Turn back.
Shay.
Kimmy!
Beware your dark side.
You cannot win.
Hey, hey!
Hey, hey!
Oh, far out.
Well, crap. So I had an idea. I could not energize, especially through the first several scenes, and that would skip through a lot of stuff, and it would at least get me toward the end, or toward the later part of the game faster. It might save me some frustration. Although I'm so used to energizing that in some cases I don't actually know what the move is to not energize. But I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that at least
There's Boar
one
ship.
time here and see how this goes.
Those main main.
So like here, yeah,
Whoa!
you skip a pretty decent sized chunk of the level there.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy!
Get me out of here!
What? Whoa! Space station, request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone corridors to level 1.
And then here, I think, just go through there, right? Okay.
Whoa!
Shit, too early.
You will lose.
Hey!
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Wow!
Alright, so I'm not sure what the move there is to not energize. Looks like it was right, but I didn't. That's what I tried. It didn't work.
Ah!
Dexter!
I can experiment with that some more a little bit later.
Wow! Oh! Get you this time. Ha. He's had it. Ah! I win. Later, space.
Shit.
You cannot win.
Wrong. Wrong.
Dexter!
don't know what the move there is either. Oh, okay, so straight ahead, looks like.
Beware your dark side.
Hey, hey!
All right. Well, I think that's a reasonable technique to just not energize, and then that saves me a lot of time getting back to where I was. So I'm probably gonna stick with that just to try and save on some frustration. I think because that was a lot quicker. Yeah. Okay. Hey, SeaWorld fan, how you doing tonight? I'll save you, Kim. Yeah, you hear that a lot in this game. All right, so that was attempt number 9. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab my little screen cleaner. Screen cleaner. I got a spot on here. I don't know if I like spit on it while I was talking or what happened, but I'm noticing it and it's bothering me, so there we go. Well, that sucks. There's a small little scratch in my plexi there. Guess I'll have to get the Novus out later and see if I can deal with that. Okay, here we go. Number 10. I could also play on Cadet, which would make it easier, but I really want to, like,
There's 4 ships.
try and remember the whole thing.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
Wah! Ah!
Too late.
Whoa! Space station, request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone corridors to level 1.
Wah! Hey! Wah!
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Okay, got that.
Seal all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Wow! Oh! get you this time. Ha. Keep at it. Ah!
Shit, too early.
Later, Space Invader.
Getting ahead of myself again.
Dexter!
Oh!
Shit. Messed that one up. Messed the timing up.
Whoa! Kimmy!
Beware your
I kind of want to
dark side.
energize here because I want more practice on it. But I don't have a lot of lives left, so I'm gonna go ahead and like skip through it.
Whoa!
Okay.
Dexter!
Yikes! Kimmy! Oh!
Dexter, you're late.
Come on!
Dexter!
Call me Ace, huh?
The morph control.
Hey!
SeaWorld, is this off a Laserdisc? It is. So the original game is, yes. I am not playing it off of the Laserdisc tonight. I actually, if you're interested, I talk about it in last night's stream. I have a there's a board. There's a piece of hardware called Dexter that it uses a Raspberry Pi, and then it has the Dexter board itself is like the interface between the game board in the cabinet and the Raspberry Pi. So basically, it stands in place of the Laserdisc player. So it receives the commands from the game board about like where, like what. I was gonna say what chapter to play on the disc, but it doesn't actually go by chapters. It goes by frame numbers. So like what frame number to queue up to and play, and then the Raspberry Pi serves up the video from an SD card. So I'm doing it that way because it allows me to run multiple games in a single cabinet without having to switch discs or ROM chips, and also it's a lot more reliable. I do have Laserdisc players for these games that work, but they are 35 years old or so, and they're not the most reliable things anymore. So
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth,
try
and the planet
so that's
Earth.
that's
Ace
how
is
that's
being
working.
attacked by the evil Commander Borg.
But I will say it is the game itself is not emulated. It is running on the original game board.
There's Bor's ship.
Close main lane.
I guess this is temple number 11, I believe.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
Request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone corridors to level 1.
Whoa! Hey! Whoa!
You will lose.
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Oops.
Whoa!
I didn't even mean to do that, but oh well. It's what I'm used to doing, so I just kind of did it out of reflex.
Oh, far out.
Whoa!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Wow! Oh! Get you this time. Ha. Keep at it. Ah! I win! Later, Space Invader.
Dexter!
Oh!
Oh crap.
Whoa! Whoa! Kimmy!
Beware your dark side.
Whoa! Ah! Oh! Whoa! What?
Dexter! Dexter!
No! Yikes! Kimmy! What?
Dexter! Dexter, you're late.
Call me Ace, huh? Hop on.
Thanks. I'll walk. Dexter, the Infanto ray is about to be fired at Earth.
Call me Ace, huh? Where's the ray located?
In the center of the complex.
Can you get us in there?
Yes.
Lug nuts. Dwarf know I'm here?
Yes, and he's geared for battle.
Let's say we shoot Dwarf with his own Infanto.
Why, yes.
Let's say we have dinner tonight.
Get serious.
I am.
Take a right.
Watch out, Dwarf, old buddy. Here we come.
Dexter!
Call me Ace, huh?
The morph control.
Hey!
You will lose.
Ah!
Now you die.
Come on. Use the aqua booms. Ah!
Black eel is in the tank.
Shit. shoot again.
You will lose.
Kimmy, come on!
Well, a little bit farther each time. We'll get there eventually. Hey, since you mentioned it, I will do something that I did last night, just briefly. I think that was number 11, wasn't it? Yeah. And plus, I just need a break, a break from being frustrated. But I do have here. We'll do a little show and tell, right? So this is the original Laserdisc that I have for Space Ace. So if you've not seen one of these, they're large, like they're bigger than my head. It's a 12-inch disc, basically like what do you call like a record, except they're thicker and heavier. I think they're made of aluminum. Inside of a plastic resin layer, right? This format stores 30 minutes per side, although this one is actually single-sided because the other side is not anything. There was another format for Laserdisc that recorded 1 hour per side, but this one is the difference is this is what they called CAV. Basically, each ring on the disc is 1 frame of video, analog video, by the way, and then on CLV, each half ring was 1 frame of video. The nice thing about CAV, though, is since it's a whole ring is 1 frame, you could do like rock solid still frames because it would just stop the pickup and it would just keep reading that 1 frame over and over again. But of course, in CLV, since it's half of a frame, or half of a ring per frame, it would be basically stuttering back and forth between the two frames. So you weren't able to do nice freeze frames with it. Later in the run of Laserdiscs, they did add like a little bit of memory, I think, like a frame buffer to the player, so you could freeze frame CLVs, but it was a trick. I actually had to order these sleeves from a record store when I switched out to the flash-based players for my games. I didn't. The Laserdisc players are actually still stored inside the cabinets. I mean, it seemed like a reasonable place to keep them. But I didn't want to leave the discs in them for storage, and I wanted to, store them outside, but I wanted to be able to protect them. But I didn't have any sleeves for them, so I had to buy some sleeves. All right. Here we go. Number 12.
There's Bor's ship.
Close me.
At least I think this is number 12.
Whoa!
See, the problem is it gets so repetitive that it's
Kimberly,
frustrating,
come in. Are you
but
okay?
also
Oh, sure.
like I'm
just
so
kidnapped by
sick of
aliens
doing
back
these
home.
early
I'll
levels
save
that
you,
like
Kimmy.
I don't
Get
really.
me out of here!
like my attention isn't really here, and so like I make stupid mistakes.
Whoa! Base station, request permission to land.
Alert. Close all corridors to level 1.
Wah! Hey!
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Wow!
Surrender, you coward.
It's too late making that move.
Seal all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Wow!
Dexter,
Oh!
no one can survive the mission.
That was sort of a mistake. Come on. Like I said, my concentration just not here because I'm so sick of doing these levels.
Get you this time. Ha. He's at it. Ah! I win.
You cannot win.
Later, Space Invader.
Man, I'm doing so much worse.
Dexter!
Oh! Oh!
Turn back to sleep.
Whoa! Whoa! Kimmy!
Beware your dark side.
Whoa! Oh! Whoa! What?
Dexter! Dexter!
No! Yikes! Oh!
Dexter, you're late.
Come on!
Man, this is so much shorter if you don't energize.
The morph control.
Hey!
Hey, Night Saturn. It sounds absolutely. What sounds absolutely amazing? The game, or me getting mad and yelling. Because that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm doing fine. I am at least as frustrated with this as I expected to be. Man, I played Dragon's Lair last night, and I was so surprised, actually. Like, I made it all the way to the Dragon's Lair on the very first try, and then, like, I failed, but I I ended up beating the game on my 4th attempt last night, which was way earlier than I expected. And then I like kind of peeked. I looked at Space Ace and a little bit, but I decided to I decided to quit before I got frustrated. And I was also I did a little bit of a tech demo and stuff like that last night, so that took up some time. Tonight, though, man, I am on the struggle bus pretty hard here. I feel like I'll have a good run of the game, and then and then I will do worse like 2 or 3 times before I do okay again. So it's been pretty frustrating. I just answered this question about the Laserdisc. It is not playing on the Laserdisc as you see it right now. I do have the Laserdisc. I actually just showed the disc itself probably 5 minutes ago, 5 or 10 minutes ago.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth.
I do love this game. Like, I love the music and the sound effects and all of that. Like, so I'm with you on that. But
No way, Borf, old buddy.
I've been hit.
By the Infanto Ray.
I don't feel like talking over it right now, so I'll just let it play for a second.
Destroy the Infanto Rays. Defeat the evil Borf.
Hey, Borf.
Come on, Kimberly, let's go. I've been hit.
Be valiant, Space Warrior. The fate of Earth is in your hands.
Anyway, there is there's a little hardware device that somebody has made. It's called Dexter, and what it does is it stands in place of the Laserdisc player. The Dexter board is the interface between a Raspberry Pi, which ultimately is where the video is stored, and the game board, the main game board for the game. So basically, it receives all of the commands that would normally be going to the Laserdisc player, and then tells the Pi, hey, the game asked for the video at frame blah 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 number. Go there and play, and then it does. So that's how it works. The advantage, of course, is it's solid state, so it's very reliable, which is one of the reasons why I switched to it, because my Laserdisc players were starting to crap out. They still worked. I actually had... How many Laserdisc players did I have? I think I had 3 Laserdisc players between the 2 games. And basically, I was down to where one player was working well. One player had quit working altogether, and then the third player worked okay. It would work for about 40 minutes and then die. I went and I replaced all of the capacitors on it, which was over 100. It was a all-day job for me. And that made it more reliable. It would work for about 4 hours at a time, I think. 3 or 4 hours before it would crap out. But like I said, it was just... I couldn't count on them to work anymore, and so I went ahead and bought those Dexter boards for both machines, and yeah, they work great, no problems. And the other, you get 2 advantages too. Number 1 advantage, at least in Dragon's Lair, and I explained this at the beginning of the stream. I can show you. Well, why don't I just do this, since you weren't here for last night, and I could use a little bit of a break from being frustrated. I will just show real quick how this looks inside. Plus, I also found out last night that the video didn't quite work as I wanted it to. So, what I found out last night is that once I got my phone inside the cabinet, like, the Wi-Fi signal was a little bit blocked. And so, like, it started to get a little bit, the video got really choppy, and then eventually it actually stopped, and I didn't realize it. But anyway, so there's the main game board that the game is running on, which is like the original 1983 hardware. The only thing that has been changed is that yellow board that you see. Hold on, let me actually use the light on my phone. That way I don't have to hold two things. Okay. So this yellow board here is another product that a different person is making called Merlin, and it stands in place of the ROM board that would normally be on the game, which is this board here is the original ROM board. So this is where the game program is stored. And what the Merlin board does is it actually allows you to store multiple ROM sets. So I have 3 versions of Dragon's Lair, 2 versions of Space Ace, and a version of Dragon's Lair 2, all stored on this board. And then there's a little program that runs that allows you to choose between all the different versions. And that works in concert with, this is what I was talking about. This is the Dexter board right here. The larger board on the bottom is the Dexter, and then this is a Raspberry Pi on top. So like I said, the Dexter is the interface between the Pi, which is essentially just playing video, and the main board back there. So it has all of the connectors on it that the original Laserdisc player would have had. You can see there on the left are the audio connectors, and then the video connector, and then the data connector is the last one. The reason I don't have them plugged in right now is because I've got this big splitter in here, and it's letting me split the video between the game cabinet monitor and the stream. So that's why it's kind of out of the loop, because I'm actually splitting the video coming straight off of the Pi. So rather than feeding the video from the Pi into the Dexter board and then up to the monitor, it's going straight out of the Pi to the splitter and then up to the monitor.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth. Ace is being
Streaming
attacked by the
computer.
evil Commander Borg.
Sitting on the floor
Is
down
that
there.
creep?
So
No way, Borf, old buddy.
I've been hit.
By
that's
the Infanto Ray.
that's the quick tour
Struggle with Dexter to regain
of how
his
all that's
manhood.
set up.
Destroy the Infanto Rays. Defeat the evil Borg.
Hey, Borf.
Come on, Kimberly, let's go.
Okay.
I've been hit.
Be valiant, space warrior. The fate of Earth is in your hands.
So, looks like I'm ready for lucky number 13. Attempt number 13. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm definitely glad that there are alternatives for these old games to keep them running. Actually, I already turned it off, but last night I also showed there's another board up in the cabinet that used to it was an adapter board basically. It was an interface between the main board and a newer Laserdisc player. So of course, Dragon's Lair being from 1983, it used a Laserdisc player from that era, which are very, very old, and very few of them are still working at all. So, like, in the 90s, I think, somebody was making a board that allowed you to use a newer Laserdisc player, like a 90s era Laserdisc player with the game. And so basically what it was doing was just translating the commands. So it would receive the commands from the main board and then send the newer command essentially to the newer Laserdisc player so that it would respond correctly. It was, like I said, just an adapter. So I had one of those in there, and that's why, and some newer Laserdisc players. But even those, even players from the 90s are, 20 plus years old now. So they're starting to crap out too. And so now the new solution is, screw all those players. Let's just let's make this all digital and go. But the nice thing about it is it lets you continue to use, because there is a fully there's a program called Daphne, which is a full emulator for the for these games that runs on a PC. But the nice thing about these hardware adapters and players and all that kind of stuff is it lets you continue to use the original hardware, so you're not emulating anything, and it should play basically exactly like the game would have played back in the day. However, you do get one little benefit, if you will, because the Dexter board is all flash based. There and it's not mechanical at all. There are 0 seek times. So basically, when you ask it, play this clip of video, it can do it instantaneously. Whereas a disc, like if you remember, like a DVD or a CD or anything like that, it would have to seek to that point on the disc, and that takes, maybe not very long, half a second or whatever, but some time, some amount of time. So on the original arcade, the way they played is whenever it had to do a seek and pick another scene, even if it was okay, now you've died, so I'm going to play the death scene, there was always a brief period of black while it moved to that scene. And with the Dexter board, those are all completely gone, and so the video is much more seamless and fluid. Although there is a setting where you can tell it, go ahead and add those black frames in anyway, just to make it feel authentic. I have that turned off, only because it makes the game play better. Yeah, I've done a little teeny bit with Daphne. I think it plays pretty well, but I don't have a ton of experience with it. And I don't mind. I don't mind repeating all of that stuff. This was the short version. I think I talked a little bit more about it last night. But like I said, it's probably good for me to take a little bit of a break, because I've been at this for, an hour and a half, struggling to try and get through this. You asked the question in here somewhere about practice. How much practice? How much practice do I have for FMV games like these? So, I'll basically say what I was saying kind of at the beginning of this stream. So, like Dragon's Lair and Space Ace both, I have beaten them in the past. But I have not actually, until last night, I had not beaten them on these cabinets, which I've owned for about 10 or 11 years now. I had not beaten them on these cabinets because of exactly what's happening tonight, which is it had been a long time since I'd played. I play through, and I fail a lot, and I keep having to play it over and over again to try and relearn the moves, and eventually I just get frustrated and I don't want to do it anymore. And in all of the years I've owned them, I just haven't gotten I haven't been motivated enough to do it, and to just push through all of that frustration. Last night, for whatever reason, I was able to get through Dragon's Lair pretty quickly. I think it's because I got that little mini cabinet, which I don't know if you saw that stream about a month ago, and I'd been playing on that a little bit. I hadn't beaten it, but I guess I'd gotten a decent amount of practice with it, and so I was able to get through that. I was able to get through Dragon's Lair actually on my 4th attempt last night, so that was surprising. But obviously, I'm up to number 13 tonight of Space Ace, and I'm definitely like hitting a wall. But anyway, so
Space Ace, defender of justice.
I have it set to
truth,
play
and
the attract sound. I think it's
Ace is
every
being
8
attacked by the evil
times.
Commander Borg.
So that means I've been talking too long. So let's play this thing. Okay, so this is number 13, I believe.
There's Bor's ship.
Close main.
Are you serious? I'm not even gonna, like, having died immediately, it's just like, I'm gonna start over. I'm not even counting this. This is not a play.
You cannot win.
Whoa!
Oh, you've got the Blu-rays? Yeah, I have the Blu-rays of, I think I have them of this and Space Ace 2. Well, I guess I'm playing Space Ace. Dragon's Lair and Space Ace 2. Man, though, the restoration they did on those is amazing. Like, they look really good. So that's the cool part of that. But, yeah, alright, here we go. Number 13, for real this time.
There's Bor's ship.
Close main.
Whoa!
Oh,
You cannot win.
that actually triggered twice. I heard it ding twice, which, that's another thing I can show
Come
you
in, are you
after this
okay?
game.
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy!
Get me out of here!
Wow!
You cannot win.
Well, taking a break definitely did not make me any better.
You cannot win.
This is the worst. This is my worst play yet. Well, other than the last one that I didn't count.
Space station, request permission to land.
Alert. Those alternatives to level 1.
What? Hey!
Alert. Identify personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Wow!
Surrender, you coward.
Seal all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Wow! Oh! Oh!
I don't think I've ever died there before. What the heck? Anyway. Oh, jeez. One thing I was going to say, and I usually, this is usually a joke, right? Right, where like you mess up in a game and you're like, ah, this the joystick's broken, this button doesn't work, or something like that. But in this case, that is actually possible. This game is old enough that it still uses leaf switch joysticks. I have a spare here, and these actually do get out of adjustment over time, or can. You'll see. I don't know how much you know, or if you've looked at like modern microswitch joysticks at all, but basically you'll see on these. Oh, I have my focus locked. Hold on, maybe I can show it to you up here. On these, you could see as you move the stick, it basically pushes these contacts together, and they literally are just like two blades of metal that will touch each other to make contact, and you can kind of see it like right there, the two blades. And since it really is just a piece of metal that's flexing, they can actually get out of adjustment to where, they're too close to each other, and if you go slightly diagonally, you might accidentally trigger one that you don't intend to, yeah, then you have to like fix them. But I don't know that that's what's happening. That might be what happened there, because I know on that one move I definitely like pushed left and I heard it go dunk dunk twice, and so I knew it's like, oh, it took my move and then it took another move which was wrong, and I was like, shit. But and then I was dead. All right, well, I guess 13 really is unlucky. Are these still made new? Leaf switch joysticks? I don't believe so. I think they are no longer, they're no longer produced. Let me grab, just for you, just real quick. Hang on. Okay, let me turn off the focus lock on my main camera here for just a second. And I'll show you this. So here is a leaf switch joystick like what's in Dragon's Lair. And these were used like all the way through the 80s, I think. Maybe even into the early 90s, and then this is a more modern joystick which uses micro switches. So if you see on the bottom there, you can see the leaf switch joystick. You see how it's like two blades of metal, and if I push it to one direction, it's how it just like squeezes them so that they touch each other. Whereas the micro switch joystick, you're literally just pushing. You see that little red? It's basically like a tiny little button. So you're just pushing, you're just depressing that button. These micro switches, there's nothing to adjust in them. They pretty much always work until they just don't. So whereas a leaf switch joystick can kind of get out of adjustment and maybe like misfire and mistrigger and do some kind of goofy things, and then you can kind of bend the blades, the leaves, if you will, and fix it. I think there's even a tool for adjusting these. Micro switch joysticks, there's nothing to get out of adjustment. They just work until the micro switch dies, and then they just stop working. So, and you can always tell because the micro switch joysticks are clicky, and then leaf switch joysticks are not. They just yeah. The also
Space Ace, defender of justice,
tend to put a
truth,
little
and the
like
planet Earth.
there's a rubber
Ace
rung
is being attacked by the evil
in the
Commander
middle of the
Borg.
leaf switch joystick that recenters it, and it's usually pretty tough. Like it takes a lot more force to
No way,
move
Morphle,
these
buddy.
I've been hit.
By the Infanto Ray.
than these guys.
Struggle with Dexter to regain his manhood. Destroy the Infanto Rays. Defeat the evil Borg.
Hey, Borg.
Come on, Kimberly, let's go. I've been hit.
Be valiant, space warrior. The fate of Earth is in your hands.
All right. So we're trying number 14.
There's Bor's ship.
Got to do a little show and tell there.
Those main name.
Did you hear that though? How it went dink dink? I think I do have a leaf switch that's a little bit out of adjustment. I'm gonna guess that when I pushed left, it
Kimberly,
probably
come
triggered
in. Are
left
you
and
okay?
up
Oh, sure.
at the same
I'm
time,
just kidnapped by aliens.
and that's why it
I'll
it
save
did a
you,
double
Kimmy.
trigger.
Get me out of here!
Wow. Whoa! Space station, request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone orbiters to level 1.
Whoa!
You will lose.
Too early.
Hey!
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Whoa!
Oh, far out.
Whoa!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Wow!
Oh no.
Whoa!
Okay, that's a funny death sequence at least.
Oh!
I died there again, which I'm not sure why.
Ugh. Whoa!
All right. So, yeah, you probably could replace this with a micro switch joystick. I'm not certain that the drill pattern for the mounting holes might be slightly different. So you might have to modify the control panel a little bit to put a micro switch joystick in. But like electrically, it would work. You could definitely do that. But yeah, I am like you. I like to keep things original. In fact, I like there's to me it's like however the game was is how how I'm used to it, right? For instance, Pac-Man uses a leaf switch joystick because it's also an old game. So like when I'm playing Pac-Man, that is the feel of that joystick is what I'm expecting. And if I play Pac-Man on a microswitch joystick, it feels wrong to me, and I don't like it. So I do like to keep it original. So I'm not likely to do that on this one. I mean, I think the only way I would probably ever replace these joysticks would be if they broke and I was unable to repair them and unable to get another one that was, like it. Amusingly, actually, when I first got this cabinet, I think one of the two sword buttons had been replaced because the buttons are also leaf switch buttons. One of the two buttons, I think, had been replaced with a micro switch button before I owned the cabinet, and I think the player start buttons had also been replaced. I think it was this sword button and these two player start buttons had been replaced with micro switch buttons. So I went and found some leaf switch buttons to put in this to make it, more original. And again, like the buttons, they have a certain like mushy feel to them, and they don't click like modern buttons do. I'm not trying to say it's better. It's just what I expect from this game, and that's how I would like to keep it. Anyway, I can tell that like the frustration level here is making me play very, very poorly. So I will give this maybe a couple of more tries, but if I don't like do markedly better on this, I'm probably gonna hang it up for tonight, just for my own sanity. But maybe stream again tomorrow and give it another try. Yikes. I was really hoping to get through this tonight so that I could move on to something else, but I don't feel like it's happening. But I'm actually off this whole week, so I might do like a middle of the day stream tomorrow to get this to knock this out, which I realize a lot of people probably won't be able to watch, but I guess you can watch the replay and at least I'll have proof, right? I'll have documentation if I actually make it through. All right, so this will be, I believe, attempt number 15. Take a deep breath, right? And
There's more shit.
see if I can stay focused here. Okay.
You cannot win.
So it keeps doing that.
You cannot win.
So I think I do have a problem, like an actual
You cannot win.
problem with this joystick. Because it keeps doing that in the same place. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's not real easy to adjust them when they're installed. Usually you have to like take the whole control panel off and to get access to it. I can see it from underneath here through the coin door, but that also means I have to like stick my head in the machine, which is not the easiest thing to do. But let me see if I can just get a glimpse at it real quick and determine.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth. Ace is being attacked by the evil Commander Borg.
Hold your fire.
Who is that creep?
Earthlings must surrender to me.
No way, Borf, old buddy.
Ah! I've been hit!
By the Infanto Ray.
Earthlings must surrender to me.
Struggle with Dexter to regain his manhood. Destroy the Infanto Rays. Defeat the evil Borg.
Hey, Borf!
There's probably a mark on the
on,
back of my
Kimberly,
neck
let's go.
now, isn't there?
I've been hit.
From leaning
The
in.
valiant space warrior.
the coin door.
The fate of Earth is in your hands.
And I forgot to turn the manual focus back on, or turn the autofocus back off, I guess. There we go. So it was what I was thinking. The switch for up, like, this is exaggerated, of course, but if you see the two leaves, and there's a little bit of a gap between them, like all of the other switches were, quote unquote normal, but the one for up was quite a bit closer together. So it would just take me, like when I'm moving left, if I pushed even just slightly up, it was going to trigger that switch also. So I think that is the problem. I kind of gave it a little bit of a tweak with my finger, but I don't know that I made enough difference. But let me give it one more shot, and we'll see if
There's Borg's
it's
ship.
a little bit better. Okay, that's better.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy!
Get me out of here!
Wah! Whoa! Space station, request permission to land.
Alert. Ozone corridors to level 1.
Wah! Hey!
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal off all exits to level 1. Seal off all exits to level 1.
Ah!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Wow! Oh!
Didn't actually mean to energize there, but that's fine.
Beware your dark side.
Hey! Hey!
You cannot win.
Hey!
Oh.
Hey!
Wrong.
Cannot win.
Whoa! What?
I wanted to get more practice on that scene. That's why I went ahead and energized.
No!
This one I don't really feel like I need.
Oh!
Dexter, you're late.
Come on!
Energizing is a lot longer, but not a lot
Only
harder.
eggs, huh?
Alright, here we are.
Hey!
Oh! Damn.
You will lose. You will lose.
Well, okay. Adjusting the joystick definitely helped, for sure. Something feels a little clunky in it though. Like when I go right, I can feel something like catch. I'm not sure. Well, it doesn't feel like it now. Ooh. So, okay. Alright, I'm going to try one more time. And then I think I am going to stop for tonight. Like, I've had enough. But I will try again later tomorrow. But, yeah.
There's Bor's ship.
Close me.
Oops, that was my fault. That was my mistake. Timing was just wrong. No, but that was a double trigger again.
You cannot win.
Okay.
Cannot win.
Well, let me ask you this. So I think I want to just stop, and I'm gonna try and make some real adjustments to this joystick, and hopefully get it working, just right. And also, like I said, my frustration level is just enough that I don't really want to keep playing. But let me ask you this, Night Saturn, especially since you're participating the most tonight. Would you be able to watch a stream in the middle of the day, or would you be like working or doing something else? Because like I said, I'm off this whole week, so I could do a 1 o'clock in the afternoon stream and whatever. But I also don't really want to do a stream and be and have nobody watch, because I can kind of like, if I just wanted to play games by myself, then I could just do that, right? I wouldn't have to like set up all this crap. So he said sounds good, meaning yes, you could do watch in the middle of the day. Or not really. Like, I can definitely wait until tomorrow night and play. Or I could maybe do both. Play during the day, and then I'm in Eastern time zone. So Quebec is that Eastern also, or is that Central? I think that's Central, isn't it? But yeah, I think so. I am gonna give up for tonight. I think what I'm gonna do though is I may play a little bit during the day tomorrow. You have notifications on, so at night, yes. Oh, Quebec is Eastern time also. Cool. I may do a stream during the day, and just get a little bit of practice in, and we'll see if anybody shows up. But then I may do another one again at night. Plus, I still have Dragon's Lair 2 that I could play too. So between the two streams, I can find something to play, and whatever. That thought was going somewhere, and then it just fell off a cliff, and my brain was gone. But yeah, I kind of want to get it out of the way. I only really wanted to spend maybe 2 nights on this because there's some other games that I'd like to play. But I'm feeling determined to get through these games because, like I said, I haven't been able to finish them in these cabinets, and so I want to. And then
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth.
oh, I can show you
Ace
this
is being
too.
attacked by the evil Commander Borg.
So this is what I was talking about. The Merlin board lets you pick between all of the games that are stored, all of the ROMs that are stored there. Get through before next year. Yeah, I feel like I should, right? Goals. But anyway. Okay, well, thanks for what I need to find a verb that I like there. Because I want to say thanks for tuning in, but that sounds so old-fashioned. Thanks for clicking in. Thanks for watching, I guess is good enough, right? Thanks for watching and hanging out and chatting with me and not making too much fun of me as I struggle through trying to play this darn game. But yeah, let me try and make some adjustments to this joystick. Maybe get a little bit more practice in, and I will be back tomorrow and try again. So, all right. Thanks again. Have a good night. See you next time.